I'm Claire, and I coordinate events at New Renaissance. I'll let Patty in as well. There we go. I'm excited you're all here, and it's always fun working with Jane. I've known her for, I think, 9 years, and she's been a part of the store for that long as well. And we really love having her in our program and as a friend, and she's a huge supporter of the bookshop, so we really appreciate her. I'm going to read her bio. Jane is known for the integrity, humor, talent, and sensitivity she brings to her classes and sessions that leave her clients feeling inspired, supported, and seen. She studied at the Rhode Island School of Design with Lakota and plant medicine shamans, Buddhist meditation teachers, and Jean Houston's Mystery School. Jane has journeyed to sacred sites in Peru, Bali, and Egypt, and her book, Love Never Dies, has won 3 awards and is translated into 3 languages. And of course, you can find that at the bookshop. Her website is janesinspiration.com. And she's going to be offering another course coming up in April. It's a 4-class series on astrology basics. Jane is also a great astrologer. I've had a reading with her, and it was really great. So she offers that at the bookshop, as well as her psychic arts and shamanic journey and healings. And if you are interested in getting a private session with Jane, she'll be here Friday, February 17th at the bookshop giving readings, as well as Thursday, February 23rd. And if you're interested, you can just call the bookshop and we'll get you on the schedule. And without further ado, I will turn it over to you, Jane.
Thank you, Claire. And I love New Ren. And I understand that jewelry is off 20% for Valentine's Day. So low plug for New Ren and crystal bowls. I mean, who doesn't need an extra pair of earrings and another crystal bowl? So thanks so much. Yeah, I love the bookstore. 2/3 of my library is from New Ren. And it was really instrumental in my awakening. And it really helped me to expand my consciousness and to research all different kinds of information. So I'm very grateful to be hosted by this amazing spiritual hub in the Pacific Northwest. So welcome, everybody. We've got some people who are here at the last class. And this I'm so excited to present. Let me just give you an idea of how we're going to structure today. We've got 2 hours. First, I just want to make sure people have a few things on hand. Does everybody have some pencil and paper or crayons to document? Make sure. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to go down the list and give people a minute to go grab them if they need them. A quiet place for a couple hours. So of course we're going to be presenting. I'll be presenting a little bit of photo documentation with a little bit of history on Atlantis. I think I want these pictures to really soak in and awaken your subconscious and your past life memories. And then we're going to take a potty break, and then we're going to do our hypnosis. And then we're going to come out and we're going to document. You'll be documenting what you saw. And then the third part is in this 2-hour time that we have together, we're going to share. And I'm so excited about this. So make sure that you have a device that's connected to Zoom. Obviously you all do. And then earbuds or earphones. So I'm going to be talking really softly into the mic, like I'm talking into your ear. So it's really nice to have the earbuds really close in your head or the earphones. Okay. Eye covers, it's really nice to block the light. It's much easier to do hypnosis work if you don't have the light. And comfortable clothes. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Let's go to Atlantis. All right, Atlantis. Journey to the lost continent of Atlantis. Here we go. So this is a very old map that's been copied. It's from Russia, about turn of the 19th century. And you can see here, this is written in Russian. This is thought to be the area of Atlantis. We've got North America here, South America down here. So it overlaps with the continent of South America and a little bit of North America. in through the Bahamas, up through the whole Atlantic. It comes right into over into Greece. So it was thought to be a very large continent that there's remnants of still. So the original story of the lost continent of Atlantis comes from two works of Socrates, the dialogues of Timaeus and Critias, both written about 360 BC by the Greek philosopher Plato. The first report was Critias, who told how his grandfather had met the Atlantean lawmaker Solon. Solon had been to Egypt, where high priests had reported about a mighty power based on the island of in the Atlantic Ocean. The empire was called Atlantis. It was ruled over by several islands and part of the continent of Africa and Europe. Now, the Egyptian, we were there, Christopher and I were there. This is called the Temple of Edfu in Egypt. Solon was from a city in the capital of Egypt, later called Suez, that was in the delta, the northern part of Egypt. This is on the Nile, Edfu, and here is some bas-reliefs of that temple, and this is the Egyptians fighting the Atlanteans. And the Egyptian texts talk about the Atlanteans, who were the finest, had the finest navy. So there's documentation both of the Greeks and the Egyptians of fighting the Atlanteans. Atlantis was arranged in concentric circles of alternating water and land. The soil was rich, said Critias. The engineers technically accomplished and the architecture extravagant, with baths, harbor installations, and barracks. The central plain outside the city had canals and magnificent irrigation systems. Atlantis had kings and a civil administration, as well as an organized military. Their rituals matched Athens for bull baiting, sacrifice, and prayer. Remember about the bulls, because we'll be coming back to that. But when it waged unprovoked imperialist war on the remainder of Asia and Europe, when Atlantis attacked, Athens showed its excellence as a leader of the Greeks, the much smaller city-state, the only power to stand against the Atlantis. Alone, Athens triumphed over the invading Atlantean forces, defeating the enemy, preventing the free from being enslaved, and freeing those who had been enslaved. After the battle, there was violent earthquakes and floods, and Atlantis sank into the sea, and all the Atlantean warriors were swallowed up by the earth. So there's a lot of controversy about whether this is an actual, if this is an actual account or whether this is mythical. And I can tell you that I remember being about 6 years old in my grandfather's library and asking my grandparents' library and asking my grandfather about Atlantis, knowing it was real, and he told me it was mythical. Somehow I knew it was real. I was there, of course. So is Atlantis hiding in plain sight? Right here you see on Google Earth, this is in Africa, in the northwest section of Africa. And this is satellite imagery of the Sahara Desert. And you can see these rings. Top right is an artist's rendition. The accounts of Atlantis were that it had an opening into the ocean, into the sea. You can see how there's a natural opening and the water has emptied out of it. So is Atlantis hidden in plain sight? So I want to share with you an actual underwater city about 9,000 years old. And this is in India, marine scientists say archaeological ruins dating back, it was about 36 meters or 120 feet under the water in the Gulf of Cambay off the western coast of India may be over 9,000 years old. So we know there were big floods about 12,000 years old. It's hard to date things underneath, but this is a whole city. It's believed to predate the oldest known remains in the subcontinent by more than 5,000 years. So again, look at the bulls. This is the site off of India. We've got the bull motif again. So carbon dating from the debris recovered from the site, including construction materials, pottery, sections of walls, beads, sculptures, human bones, and teeth, are nearly 9,500 years ago, making it older than the Sumerian civilization by several thousand years. It is also older than the Egyptian and Chinese civilizations. So this place is mentioned, Dwarka is mentioned in a number of texts, including the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. So, and they reference this as having 900,000 royal palaces, all constructed with crystal and silver and decorated with emeralds. It was supposed to have been built on 6 blocks, 2 on the right and 4 on the left bank. And the site matches the description more or less. So these are actual pictures. So this is the Yanaguni Underwater Monument, a startling discovery when a diving tour operated by Kimakura Ataaki was exploring the waters off the south shore of the Yanaguni Island back in 1986. He made a startling discovery, which was, since then there have so this has turned into a subaquatic playground. And if you take a look, it's absolutely, these are man-made structures. There's no way this is a natural structure. And look at the size of the divers in the bottom right to this huge expansive structure, which looks exactly like a civilization that was sunk. And they can't really carbon date it because it's all rock, but it's just so ancient and really, really shocking. Now, here we got Bimini. This is in the Caribbean off the Florida coast on a tiny little island. This is called the Bimini Road. And you can see these blocks that are not naturally occurring. Now, Edgar Casey, the great American psychic, did thousands of readings on ancient Atlantis and placed it in the Caribbean area and Mesoamerica. According to Edgar Casey, Atlantis was located in the Gulf of Mexico all the way to Gibraltar, the gates of Gibraltar, and was destroyed in a final cataclysmic event about 10,000 BC, which would take us to about 12,000 years ago. This is actually a huge submerged pyramid off the coast of Japan. So you can see notice the architecture, how you've got, it looks like Mesoamerica, really. So Cuba, you can see there's Cuba and the enlarged area. This is so fascinating. In 2001, a team of explorers were working on an exploration and survey off the coast of Cuba. They used sonar equipment to picked up a perplexing series of stone structures lying about 650 meters below the surface. The structures appeared completely analogous against the barren desert on the ocean floor and seemed to show symmetry, organized stones reminiscent of an urban development. The discovery was first made by Pauline Zalitz and her husband Paul. So these were Canadian engineers, and they discovered this through sonar. National Geographic reported on it, and then she was actually imprisoned in Cuba after she discovered this, and then we never, she went back to Canada, was released, and never heard about it again. So lots of mystery around this. But you can see the very clear pyramidal structures, super interesting. So here are two giant underwater crystal pyramids discovered in the center of the Bermuda Triangle. With the use of sonar, oceanographer Dr. Meyer Verlog discovered giant glass pyramids at a depth of 2,000 meters. The use of other devices have allowed scientists to determine that these glass pyramids are both made of a crystal-like substance and are nearly 3 times bigger than the Great Pyramid at Egypt on the Giza Plateau. A giant structure initially identified by a doctor in the 1960s has recently been independently verified by diving teams from France and the US. The pyramid could confirm some engineers' contentions that pyramids were originally created as massive power sources, support the claim that the ancient city-state of Atlantis did exist, and even provide answers to the mysterious goings-on that have been reported since the 19th century in the region of the Atlantic, dubbed the Bermuda Triangle. So I want to just share this. If you can look here, it's so fascinating at the consistent architecture of the Egyptian and the Mesoamericans. I mean, these are clearly pyramids, and they were, I believe, legacy cultures of a more ancient culture. They arrived completely intact in Egypt and Mesoamerica. Usually civilizations start at primitive and build to more sophistication. But these arrived at the places completely intact with sophisticated architecture, language, agriculture, animal husbandry, complicated political structures. In many people's estimation, these were legacy cultures. And on the right, you can see the very, very obvious design elements between the Balinese and the Mayan. These three window structures they're all over the world, even in Europe. Truly, truly fascinating. So here, these Portuguese news reported the discovery of a large underwater pyramid first discovered by Dr. Silva between the islands of San Miguel and Terceira in the Azores of Portugal. According to the claims, the structure is said to be perfectly squared and oriented by the cardinal points. Current estimations, GPS digital technology put it at about 60 meters with a base of 8,000 square meters. The Portuguese Institute of the Navy currently has a job of analyzing the data to determine whether or not the structure is man-made. I like that. The pyramid is perfectly shaped and apparently oriented to the cardinal points, said Silva to a local newspaper, which, by the way, the pyramids at the Giza Plateau are too. So there's probably a good chance this didn't just happen. And this is a beautiful artist rendition. I don't know the artist, so I can't credit them, but I really love the way it's captured the image. And if you can remember back to where we saw the satellite imagery of the concentric circles in the landmass just in the northwest corner of Africa, it could well have been Atlantis. I wanted to share that with you. I did not think this idea popped in my head. It's really out of the realm of what I do. But Atlantis, I think, is really up. Many people who've had past life experiences there draw analogies to what's happening in our culture, in our world culture now. And there is all kinds of reports of people under hypnosis saying, we were in Atlantis. We misused the power of the crystal. We misused our power. We were mixing genetic materials. We were using something or other. And so it was destroyed by the gods or by the energy gods. We could are personifications of natural forces. So it could have been the time where the poles shift or the floods, but we are here now, those of us who were in Atlantis, to see if we as a collective can change the outcome, and that there's actually no accident that we have such a large population on the planet right now, because it takes a certain number of souls and consciousness to elevate the consciousness, as we were talking with those people who were in the class yesterday, of elevating the consciousness of humanity to the next step. So these are just ideas I wanted to banter around and to leave in your subconscious as we are now journeying to that place. Now, from a shamanic perspective, we are actually going there. The shaman believed that when you direct your consciousness, then it is reflective of where your soul goes. So from a Western standpoint, this is let's pretend. From a shamanic perspective, it's more real than the chair you're sitting on.
All right, this is Jane DeForest, and we are getting ready to take our journey to the ancient lost continent of Atlantis. So go ahead and get ready, get yourself comfortable, find a nice cozy place to be, a blanket and cover yourself, perhaps something to cover your eyes. Beautiful. Yeah, just get settled in. I want to just take a moment to ask that we be completely and entirely protected on our journey back to the ancient lost continent of Atlantis. I ask for the most benevolent outcome for you and for me, and so grateful that you're joining me on this journey. All right, so let's start now. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Beautiful. Deep, full breath. Yeah. Another deep breath as you notice it filling your chest cavity and your chest rising with a beautiful, nourishing breath. Then just let it go. Another deep, deep breath. Now start to let your eyelids get heavy. Notice they are getting heavier and heavier as you allow yourself to just let go. Now we're going to relax your body. Just let the thoughts of today go. Allow yourself this moment in time to relax and to adventure through hypnosis, back in time, recognizing that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Beautiful. So notice where your head is touching, and your shoulders are touching, your back and your hips and your legs. Notice where your feet are touching. Now it's time to relax your body, allowing your scalp to just relax, imagining a warm light melting over the top of your head, over your face, allowing your face muscles to completely relax. Beautiful. Now allow this nice, warm, buttery, relaxing energy to start to relax the back of your head, letting all that tension go from today, from last week. Just let it all go. As it moves down the back of your neck and your shoulders, allowing your shoulders to just let go and untense. You are relaxing as this melting warm energy moves down your shoulders and your back, down the middle of your back, melting your spine. Just let your vertebrae go one by one by one. Beautiful. Allowing this warm energy to move across your shoulders and down the front of your neck, relaxing your neck and your chest, warming your heart. That's just beautiful. Moving down across your tummy, feeling warmth in your tummy and your lower back and your abdomen. You're doing a beautiful job. You're safe and you're protected. Just beautiful. Notice as this warm energy is moving down your hips, relaxing your hip bones, moving down, down, down your legs, down your thighs, allowing your thighs to relax and your knees. Notice how it's relaxing your shins, warm, buttery energy melting down your legs, your thighs, and your shins, letting your knees relax. You're doing a beautiful job. Moving down to your ankles and your feet, allowing the soles of your feet to just wiggle, letting all the tension go. Out the end of your toes. Beautiful. Now gently move up to your shoulders again, allowing that buttery energy to move across your shoulders, melting into your upper arms, down into your elbows, and down into your lower arms and your hands and your fingers, letting the tension drip out of your fingers. Beautiful and relaxing, warm, buttery energy. Now, imagine there's a faucet of golden light And it's just pouring into the top of your head in your seventh chakra. It's pouring relaxing, golden, buttery, soft light into the top of your head. It's going through the inside of your body, and it's washing away any tension, any worry. It's time now to let it all go. Pouring down through your head, moving into your neck, through your arms, down your arms, out your fingers, washing all the tension and worry out of your body. Allowing this energy to move through your chest and through your belly, down, through your tummy and your buttocks, just releasing the tension through the inside of both your legs, just washing out your legs of any tension, anything that's restricted, just letting it go. Beautiful. Now, imagine you're at the top of the stairs. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1 as you walk down the stairs. Go ahead and hold on to the railing or balance yourself by touching the either side of the walls. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you will step down the stairs carefully, and safely you will become more and more relaxed. Here we go. 10, 9, down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, down, 2, down, 1. You've reached a plateau, and there is one more set of stairs. As I count from 10 to 1, you will find yourself getting more and more relaxed, allowing yourself to relax and let go of any thoughts that are floating in. Allow your thoughts to float by. If there is any noise outside, allow it to deepen your experience. As I count from 10 to 1, when you get to the bottom of the stairs, there will be a door. That door will take you to another time. 10, down, 9, down, 8, 7, down, 6, down, 5, down, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are at the bottom of the second stairs. Notice what the door looks like. It is safe. Behind this door is a transport that will take you back in time. Go ahead and open the door. Beautiful. You're doing great. Move to the transport vehicle. If there is someone driving it, introduce yourself. They have been waiting for you. Go ahead and get in. Beautiful. You are protected and surrounded by angels. Good. The transport vehicle shuts the door, and now it starts to move. It moves faster and faster as it is moving back in time. 1900, 1800, 1500, Italian Renaissance, back, moving through the Middle Ages, moving back to ancient Rome and Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient Mesopotamia, back. As you look out the window of the transport vehicle, it starts to blur. Beautiful. Notice that it is starting to slow. Next stop, the lost continent of Atlantis before the flood. Your transport vehicle starts to slow down, and you come to a port. Beautiful. As it comes to a halt, gently, the door opens. If there is a conductor, thank him or her and step out of the vehicle onto the ground. You will be dressed in typical Atlantean garb. You have arrived in Atlantis at the peak of civilization. It is bustling and people are moving about. It is the capital city of Atlantis. Look down at your feet. Notice what you are wearing. Notice what you are wearing on the bottom half of your body. What color is it? What type of fabric is it made of? What kind of garment are you wearing? Now look at your hands. Are you wearing any kind of jewelry? Beautiful. Now it's time to find out what Atlantis was like. Ask someone who is walking past how to get to the city center. Beautiful. Follow their directions there. Notice how you're getting there. Perhaps they will take you. Are you walking? Are you riding in some kind of vessel or ship? Or are you riding on an animal? You're doing a beautiful job. Now you find yourself at the city center. Look around and notice what the buildings look like. Beautiful. Find a temple and go into it. What does it look like? Who or what are the Atlanteans worshiping? When you go into this temple, ask a priest, ask a nun, or some kind of temple attendant about the religion. Beautiful. Please thank them. And now we are going to find out about commerce. Beautiful. We are going to head to the center of the mercantile exchange. It may be a market, it may be a building where people are conducting business. There is buying and there is selling. If you are having a hard time finding this center, please ask the priest or someone on the street to help you find this place. Beautiful. Great job. Find your way there and notice how you get there. Is it in walking distance? Or are you taking a vessel? Are you riding on a cart or in a vehicle or on an animal? Beautiful. You're doing a wonderful job. Now you are at the mercantile center. People are buying and selling. Notice what they are using for currency. What kind of money are they using? What are they buying and what are they selling? Very good. You've done a wonderful job. And now it's time to go to the library. The library is beautiful. Ask someone, where is the main library? Perhaps they can take you there. Go there now. Beautiful. Go up the stairs and notice what the stairs are made of. And there are large doors. Go through those doors and notice what it looks like. Beautiful. Please ask to speak to the head librarian. They are available to talk to you right now. Perfect. Notice what they look like. What are they wearing? What does their face look like? What is their personality like? Beautiful. Ask this librarian to take you to the area where you can learn about the history of Atlantis. Beautiful. Have this librarian show you a book. Pull a book or a scroll off the shelf and have them open it so you can see a picture or a movie of the entire history of ancient Atlantis up till now, the peak of civilization. Notice how Atlantis first started. Did it start in a primitive way and evolve? Or was it seeded by an advanced civilization? Have the librarian show you how Atlantis evolved and how old Atlantis is. Perhaps they can show you from the astrological signs, through the precession of the equinox. Was Atlantis in the time of Leo or Virgo or Scorpio? What ages did Atlantis exist in? Beautiful. You are remembering this knowledge and keeping it easily in your mind. You will be able to jot everything down when you take the transport back home. Beautiful. Now it is time to take a look at what kind of animals are in Atlantis. Ask if you can find if there is a center where the animals are. Please thank your librarian and ask if someone can show you what kind of animals. Are there dogs, horses, elephants? Are there creatures that are mixed between humans and animals? How do you feel about the animals? Beautiful. You're doing a wonderful job. Now it's time to see what happened during the fall of Atlantis. But we are going to rise you above this scene so you feel no pain, but you can watch it from a distance. See if you can find yourself to a central place where there is a vehicle, some kind of ship and transport vehicle that will rise you up above the scene. It might be a balloon, it may be a ship, a helicopter. Rise up above. As you rise above the central city, notice the shape of the landmass. Is it on the earth? Are there waterways? What does it look like? As you rise higher and higher, the people get smaller, the animals get smaller, the trees and plants get smaller and smaller. And now is the time when Atlantis falls. Notice what is happening. Is there water involved? Is there weather involved? Is there a war involved? Are there non-humans involved in the fall of Atlantis? Notice from a distance, you are completely and entirely safe. You will remember everything that you have seen. Beautiful. You're doing a great job. Now it is time to return to your home. The vehicle that you are in will take you back to your transport vehicle. As you get on to your transport vehicle, say hello to the conductor. The door shuts and you move faster and faster, moving out of Atlantis. The wind is starting to blow your hair as you're moving faster and faster. You're watching different periods in time, coming to ancient Mesopotamia, ancient India, ancient Mesoamerica. Faster, faster. You're moving into the time of Jesus. Beautiful. You're moving faster and faster through the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, through the Age of Enlightenment, to the age of the computer as we slow down, coming to our current time, 1950, 60, 70, 1980, 2000, 2010, 2020, landing on the year of now. As your transport vehicle comes to a stop, the door opens and you step out. There is the door, this beautiful door. Go ahead and open it. You will find yourself on a landing. You're doing a beautiful job. As we move up the staircase, you will come to a second landing. And as you move up the staircase, I will count from 1 to 10. You will move holding the railing or the walls to steady yourself, coming back into consciousness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful job. You are at the landing, the second landing. And there is one more staircase to go. As I count from 1 to 10 and you walk up the stairs, this is the final staircase when you will allow your consciousness to completely re-enter your body. Coming up the stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Welcome back to your current time. You have done a beautiful job and you are completely and entirely back in your body. Take a moment to just let yourself be present. Good. You've done a great job. Now it's time to find a pencil and paper and jot down what you discovered. Excellent work. If you would like to share this information, I would love to share it with others. Go ahead and send it to Jane DeForest at janesinspiration.com. My email is hivemind1122@gmail.com. HIVEMIND1122@gmail.com. And I will share it and post it on my website for everyone who's listened to this video to share. Thank you so much. It has been an honor to journey with you.